All right, it's finally here. Like I said in part one, showed up today. So excited to get some unboxing going. Let's just crack into it and see what's in there. All right, that's it out of the crate. That was fun. Take off our screen protector. I did have this random screw kind of fall out. I don't know if that's to anything or could be into a caster. It does roll like really well. I have the locks on it because it was moving so much without the locks. Yeah, no, it rolls really well. Let's pull some things open, I guess, and see what it's all about inside. So I'm just gonna put that screw there. We have this top that looks like it opens. Yep. All right, that's pretty cool. So, bag of contents. I asked them to put this plug. I use a twist lock plug on my setup, so I asked them to put a twist lock plug on there, so that's cool. That will hook up right away to my configuration. I've got this long tube, which is for air. So that'll be interesting. I guess I have to figure out how I connect that to my air compressor. It's a pretty small tube. All right, maybe that goes in the gun. That actually might go in the gun. I'm not too sure. I have to figure that out. So I'll put that out of the way so it doesn't get dirty. There. Power, it's kind of cool how it all just kind of fits in the top though. Set of keys, it looks like, and some sort of type of lock. I'll show you that. So it's got a set of keys. I'm guessing the keys are for locking the cabinet. I saw a cabinet lock on the front. Yep. Yeah, that's your cabinet lock for the front. It's got this key with it's like a triangle on it. So you can sort of see that. Don't know what that's for, but interesting. Put that there for now. It's got this big bag of stuff. So it's got some lenses. Looks like a Bowden connector. So I'll show you all the bag of stuff in there. Q-tips, don't know what those are for. That's a Bowden connector. In there, I'm guessing that's for the airline. Safety glasses, which I'll be honest, probably use my own. Yeah, okay, cool. I've got this, which there's some screw mounts here, so I'm thinking that mounts on there. I'm guessing that's a gun holder. That's what I think that is. Open it up, see what's in here. thinking that goes there as a gun holder. Although that's weird because the screws are pretty big. Don't know. Anyway, that's to the side. That. And then this is the actual gun that shoots the lasers out of it. So I'm not too sure what this thing does. Oh, it's got air. So I don't know why you would have to blow air on something. But that's your gun, trigger, on, off. I'm gonna turn it off. Oh, I see, it closes the lens. See, there's a, I don't know, oh, okay. So see how there's a lens here, and then you turn it off and it closes the lens to protect it. So I'm gonna leave that off. And then it looks like there's probably a laser indicator line there. So yeah, you have to change these lenses when they get dirty. So I have to see why they have this air thing. It's kind of weird. Anyway, there's that piece. I was trying to see if there's an instruction manual in here at all. I don't see anything. Let's figure that out later. I don't know what this cap is for. Figure that out later. But it's kind of cool. I want to put this all in here, and then I'll show you how it all just kind of goes together. And I would love to figure out how that air gets connected. So this makes it all a compact unit. See what I mean? When the drawer is up, everything just kind of goes in there, so you can see the air, the power in the back, and then it just rotates to the front, and then this closes like that. There, nice and compact. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's pull apart the front, see what that's all about. So when I was repositioning everything, it does want to roll, that's for sure. I was just moving it around. I went to go kind of position the camera again. It started to roll away already. So the casters are really good. So this push button open, twist to unlock, and then that's your whole component unit. So it does have a water cooler, which seems to be a huge part of the unit. It's just to keep the water chiller going, which is pretty cool. Temperature control unit that's on here. Is that a bit of protective plastic? Take that off. Water fill, looks like you got a water indicator there of like how much water you've got in it. It should be empty, but I know they tested it before it came over, so probably has a bit of water in it, but so yeah, fill up with water. I am going to check the instructions though, because it could be deionized water. So I don't know yet. I'm not going to fill it up with standard tap water. I want to make sure. And then that's your actual like laser control unit that's up here. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to see if I can open the back actually. Yeah, there's nothing to see in the back. It's just pretty much a big fan back there and a bunch of like electrical control units. So that's pretty much it. That's the unit. Maybe I'll connect the power to it. You can see the screen kind of fire up. All right, so we plugged it in, but I got a funny feeling. Yeah, I'm getting an alarm coming on because there's no water in it. And the power chiller was left turned on. So that's why that's beeping like crazy. Obviously, I'm not going to use it right now. That's for the next video where we get into it. So let's just turn on the screen. Not anything coming up on the screen. Maybe it has like a override? All right, well, we just turned off that. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's not on the back. Nope, that's your main breaker.
A few moments later.
Ah, okay. So there was an emergency stop. So you have to turn the emergency stop, and that's what had everything turned off. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. I was testing the breakers and everything. So anyways, that's what it is. And then you've got a switch here. So the emergency stop was turned on there to turn that back on. But you can see that comes up with a screen here that says self-cleaning. Here, I'm going to see if I can get you a little closer. All right, when you fire it up, that's the first thing that you get. I'm not going to do anything with cleaning. I don't have any water in the system. I have to read the manual and everything first. Just going to go through and see what it looks like. It says I got a password for settings, so I don't know what that is. So I'll have to look it up. If I go cleaning, what happens here? Please verify fingerprint and enter password. Fingerprint, cool. Okay, interesting. So I'm gonna have to obviously read the manual. There's not a lot I can do with it because I need to get the passwords and everything for it. So I'll figure that out and read the manual. I don't see any manuals at all with it. I did find out what that screw is for, and let me show you that anyway. So that tool was for here. It's to take this main panel off. So obviously it's because there's the electrical components and stuff here. So that's how they've locked it on. So that's pretty sweet. And then at the back, just to let you know what I was looking at before, you've got your information plate that's there. Huge fan for the cooler. So when this thing's going, it probably just really kicks a ton of air. The signal side, I think that's for if you're using the welder setup for it. Still need to figure out how to do the air. There's that Bowden connection. I'm thinking how I would set it up with my air compressor and what pressure. I got to figure all that information out. Power, there's a main breaker switch there. That's what I was fiddling with to see I get the power on. And then this is the emergency stop and power switch I was talking about. So this was actually turned on. So if you go like this, it turns the whole system off. So if you pull it out again or turn it, then it comes back on. So I turned it and now you can see it's coming back on again. So you push it, it's an emergency stop. You got to pull it and turn it for it to come back on again. So that's good to know. And then otherwise it has this as a main power switch as well. So you can just turn it off. So it's lots of different safety that's there. So you can just hit the emergency stop to do a breaker. You can turn it to turn the power on, and then there's another switch here to actually turn the laser functionality on. So tons of redundancy. I don't know what this does. Here, I'll show you when it's turned on. It does light up, and it's giving me, there's an output that's here. So I don't know exactly what the output is. Maybe it's the power output, the wattage, because you can't set the wattage. I'm not too sure what that's all about, so I got to figure that out. So I need to figure out how this is mounted, how that kind of works. I do need to read the manual for it, which is in here. I'll provide a link if I do find the user manual online. So if you guys ever do buy this system, you can kind of set it up. But anyway, that's kind of the initial kind of review and unboxing for this video. Pretty cool piece of kit. I mean, it is pretty large. That's my MIG welder for reference of size. And so there's that. So it's like lengthwise double, widthwise 3 times at least. So, you know, this is the compact unit as well. They've got 2 different ones. One's bigger, but the performance is the same. So I don't know why they've got such a big one, but this is the smallest. I mean, you can see the size of the truck of the cab. I mean, it's a big piece of kit. But for what it does, you know, cleaning metal, not having the mess of sandblasting and all that stuff, it's, you know, it's pretty cool. Anyways, that's it. That's the unit. This video is just about unboxing, uncrating, show you how it comes apart. It was packaged really well, came in great condition. I do have to look up, like I said, the information manual. I want to make sure I'm doing all the startup routines correctly. I was just firing it up to see kind of what the screen came on like, to show you what that's like. But I will do in my next video of the first use, what the procedure is to get this thing going the first time, filling it with water, what type of water I have to use, how I connected my air, what that sort of looks like, pressures I have to use, and then I'm gonna give it a first blast. There's actually a piece of from a barbecue grill I've got. It's really rusted out. It's been sitting outside for like 2 years. So I'm actually gonna blast that first with this, see how that does with just something simple like that. Then I'm gonna move on to some test sheet metal pieces, see what wattage works with different gauges of steel, because I wanna there is gonna be a point where you get too much heat. I will be tracking the heat all the time on the surface, so you can see that. You can see how much of a smoke it makes, the whole 9 yards. I'm going to do everything from the testing. There are some things on the 57 that I want to use it on. I had cut a patch panel on the back corner, and there was rust on the inside. Even though it was sandblasted, they can't get everywhere sometimes. So now that that's exposed, I actually want to use this, clean it all off first, hit it with some primer, some weld-through primer, before I actually weld the panel back on there so I know it's as sealed as possible behind there. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. So the next videos, check out for that one, like, subscribe, all those things. And I'll see you on the next one. Hope you enjoy this one.